plan today is some kernel development. Actually, not our microkernel, but this Linus Torvalds hobby kernel thing. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, guten Abend, aggressive music today or always. Right, our theme music things. Also, I was just listening to, if you want to listen, old mini disc. Let me know. But the last time we were copyright matched. Welcome for the subscription for 10 months. That is amazing. Your way to go. So yeah, theoretically we should also, so basically preparing for shipping the next major update soon. We have a little bit of rebasing to do. I mean, we always, we have 1,000 lines of to do. Store, store, what? Michael Relic, you all. What precisely your question? Need to go meditate. What kind of blood is freaking kidding me? This is totally dead. I was wondering. So according to translation, is there anyone else involved in the distribution besides you? Someone who will continue? Who will continue? Well, as it most, it's. I mean, given I still live in another 100 years, and maybe after that we can make a data out of my. Maybe we can copy in positronic brain. Of course, there are other people involved. Approximately 1,000 people contributed. Can you maybe use Google or Yandex or other Yahoo Translate Babelfish things so that I don't need to precisely figure out? Okay, spasibo. Большое. And Cocktail. So, na zdrowie. Yeah, thank you. Only 25 in the making. We more luck we can always use. Yeah, whether there's someone to continue this, we will see. But that is then not my problem anymore. If someone also said, like, in 100 years, we surely have vastly different quantum and AI quantum AI computers. The future is soon. Let's do some things. Okay, that's nothing to see there. Then we need to be careful because this is still on the release tag. Let's prepare for the next big kernel and rediff some patches. So then Linux. Привет. Hello. Ciao. Bonsoir. Stable kernel patches. Where was we should? Here is that still where we are? Let's see. Stable release kernel. This is alphabetically or whatever sorted. 617. 6. So usually we don't prepare that, but that can't be that much. Basically do something interesting here, right? Usually we only do this with the first release, but here are some patches to rediff. So let's go. 17 candidate 1. And did we, oh, by the way, no, I don't even, okay, excuse me, I worked too much. Did we add an override there too? Well, that's totally not ideal, I just realized. Because that would theoretically could collide. I mean, usually doesn't, but it's actually not. 25 years later, I noticed that's not best practice. Best practice would be if we rename that, because otherwise it's somehow not very indicative of being Linux kernel patch. Oops. Then that will not just build, we need a couple of things. So first thing we need is Linux. By the way, how was that? Did we conditionalize the 00? It's not yet conditionalized. It's maybe. Wait, I think I'm really tired. Shall I subscribe? Upstream. So currently we mostly use that one. And how are all of you doing? How was your weekend? How's your Sunday? So let's try this one here. And then usually diff to this. Oh man, I think I'm really tired. Super ideal for uplifting. Wait, did I? What do I even do here? T2 Linux cleaner. I think I did this apparently in some other tree. Ah, here. So then that. We knew a couple of things. One actually we kind of rebased, but okay, let's basically redo all of that. The only, I mean, in the meantime, it gets a little bit. Actually, what would have been actually absolutely clever, you all would have been building that on Arch ARM. So let's build that. That will not apply. Yeah, that already failed. What even? Which patch was it? This is our. Oh man, I think I'm unspeakable tired. Oh wait, this is. Wait, did I what? I think I have a typo in there. Yeah. Where are my proofreaders? Where's my community? Somehow I thought I saw 16 there, but then ignored it. Maybe better. Second coffee. So that here we had pre-tested. Okay, we just now we need to redo what it is. What it is. That is sound HDA codecs Cyrus. Check thing, that one here. Codecs Cyrus. I only know that because we had pre-tested this some days ago. Renaming stuff, so amazing. This will of course still not be all. I mean, in a way we basically should instantly, okay, let's wait, what? Sound. Oh, did I? Was this not straight HDA? Then upstream, what was this John's Hannes? Is this one here? Johann, okay, pull. Where was this info in? Config. Yeah. Johannes. This is Linux thing. Did he do more commits? Is there a 6.17 thing? Apparently not yet. Yeah, that is always all this out of tree patches. I wish Linus Torvalds would pull that stuff faster than Chris Wicken. Do you sometimes solve lead code for fun? No, I never do. I've not once did. I have basically no time. I have 1,000, like basically total waste of time. Thank you for the questions. But by the way, yeah, I have no time for this. I rather do reverse engineering, right? I solve reverse engineering for fun and for profit here. Look at this, Fortune 500 companies absolutely hates the simple tricks here. Only took a week or two or stuff of reverse engineering, but now shit freaking works. Even better and more optimized than with the vendor version. Look at that beauty. I earn money and I code only for money and world peace, not for lead code. Okay, so that's not in there. That's unfortunate. Also, like next, I would rather write a compiler microkernel. Like I would rather do everything than lead code things. Oh, Dr. Schubert, how you doing? What you up to this weekend? Or how was your weekend? What one here? This still fails. Oh, come on. Am I that stupid? Ugh. Too much reverse engineering. Celebrate the birthday of younger brother with family. Happy to hear that. Family time is important. And basically, my son is so funny. Because, of course, we always said happy birthday. My son did not. My son thinks happy and birthday belong together. So when he always says happy birthday. It's so funny. It's so cute. So it's not like he has birthday. He has happy birthday. So like his friends has not birthday. His friend has happy birthday. It's so cute. because like for him, I tried to teach him that it's 2 words, but for him it's still like 1 word. It's like the 1 word is happy birthday. It's so cute. Yesterday he was at an happy birthday. Yeah. So yeah, happy birthday. So debug, say greetings. Sound HDA codec CS. No. Did I do that wrong? PCI HDA. What? HDA codecs. Maybe I should. Yeah, pro tip. Like, oops. Pro tip: don't copy passes or codec systems. Yeah. I think you watch some minutes delayed, right? Like long before your comment, I think your time shift here. You probably want to fast forward to lifetime things or yeah, initially I forgot this, of course, but also I kept implementing cursed Fortune 500 web coding stuff, and I think actually, so now we do this for real, and I was just sending new XXCAM builds to customers who were eagerly awaiting things. Hey, welcome everyone. So let's check that this is really enabled. Oh wait, this is wrong. So this is supposed to just patch. Wait, this file ain't there. What? What am I even doing here? Ah, wrong directory. Man, wake up. I just watched for a second and missed you fixed it. I'm live. Oh, you were live. Okay, because I fixed it already. I thought like I'll be that much delayed. I fixed this literally 5 minutes ago. So requires force probe of. Is there any requires force probe info ATS? Okay, there's only some ATS devices left. Okay, can finally delete this years later after. It's this kind of stuff is absolutely ridiculous that this took years like that. I mean, this is what I don't understand from Linux kernel development, right? How can they have a driver of the first Intel discrete stuff? You basically have next to no video unless you boot with i915 force probe equals 1 stuff. It's like, I literally plugged in the card and was wondering why it doesn't freaking work, right? And like, I found this, like, yeah. And I mean, beside, yeah. And also, they sold this card. It's actually more than a prototype card, but yeah. Anyway, strange stuff. So that is also expected. Oh wow, 6,300 freaking, can we have some applause? Thank you very much. So many new followers, shares, likes, subscribes. That is amazing. 6,300 followers. We came a long way. Cheers to all you 6,300 plus great followers. So that we need to figure out what Linus has precisely done there. Upstream Linux git pull. So that is the scrollback that we, of course, T2. Everyone new here, right? We are the last Linux distribution to care about stuff upstream deletes and simply does everything, including reinstated console scrollback, the #1 developer feature. And what did I wanted to do? Right, I wanted to check which file doesn't play. That is fbcon. How many files reject here? Only 1. So they must have fixed some very minor typo thing. Git log, let's see. what they fixed. fbcon sure mode list unregistered cons. What? Am I sure I'm at the right? Oh, there's more. Like, yeah, keeping this maintained so difficult when we barely had. Thankfully, we barely had to touch that. Why is my diff or did probably? No, we need to check somehow master or what. Behind things, it can be. Why did it not do that initially? Because I had one modified phaser? Merge things, fix OOB and font allocation, integer overflow, and do set. Fennec, progress, helper. Now we need to second commit fix, introduce out of bounds. Oh, wow, the fix? You want to tell me the fbcon integer overflow fix introduced an out of bounds access by storing data in a. Probably this broke it. Either this or the other. Second over. Cursor. Doesn't look that oops. Doesn't look that conflicting. Vintage, which one did I diff? 9b. Fix integer overflow and do set font. Okay, we could also just yeah, there is server cursor. FB set don't instantly see versus August. Should only be the 3 patches. Maybe it is the other revert thing. Hope you all have a nice weekend too. Exactly. Welcome, Matic. Everyone. By the way, Matic, do you look into the XDG base steer whatnot? Which if we can get XFC and other things, there's probably just some envvar thing I would hope missing that someone should or should not. I mean, we said some XDG wars, right? Maybe it's XFCE stuff not using this var. Might potentially be like, if that is the case, might not be so easy to implement string tokenizing, string talk, and for each directory scanning that. I mean, not difficult, but that's the thing with C, right? Why I'm not in love in C, but why we need a better language, because it shouldn't be that difficult, like for each colon separated path component to iterate directory, right? Like this is programming in C, C++, and Rust things. Yeah. They say they revert. What happens if we because we had here is it not crazy? Can't maintain this upstream, but we had to barely touch that, right? The question is, just because this is a revert, are we so lucky that let's try. Do I build verbose? No, I don't. It's not ideal. I should instantly do it the more. Oh no, that fails actually more. So much too quickly testing this. Okay, let's do it the proper way. Stop here with the random fiddling. If you don't, this patch is also relatively massive. Like if you don't have stupid patch like this upstream. Okay, let's do it the right way. I'm really wondering though. It should be this. Wait, there is August. How many days, or is it? Ah, here is also, here is way more. Something of that stuff is very. Okay, let's stop here. This is manually. Oh, I hate syntax highlighting. Should just disable it. So fbcon. The only thing is if I do it like that. Yes, there's already something available for XDGDers and should normally be sufficient. We'll have. Yeah, you need to check then if what XFC is using. It would probably be worth double checking if it works in KDE or GNOME. I mean, so the scientific way is would be to read what everyone loves, read the freaking documentation. Otherwise, imperial testing, what do KD and GNOME do, or reading the source, directly reading instead of wasting time in practical testing there. KD and GNOME reading the source. Which desktop environment do you prefer to use? Do you prefer the XFCE we ship, or just because we ship it by default? But yeah, someone asked recently how to help regarding the desktop, T2 desktop Linux things, and like stuff like this, right? Like what does it take? It takes fixing all the small things there for things like this. So fbcon. Construct, what was it? This one here, the only thing here now is, was it a space? It is a little bit, okay, it was a tab. Advanced row, is this here, advanced row? I probably should. Why does this not apply? Ah, here, this is probably cursor blink, by the way. Wonderful. Set origin. Oh, yeah, that is there. That is why this doesn't apply. 1 0. So then let's delete. We have done that. Then we have here some cursor blink things. Yeah, this really sucks now with these tabs here. But I mean, we would see that. We would see that. Which line is at 429 in flash cursor? Flash. What's it there? Flash cursor. Enable. It's probably here. Why does this not? Ah, this doesn't apply due to the color helper things here. This was making code more readable. So let's see. Mode subject lines. Is the web on GNOME system? Would GNOME relying more on system to make it a bit easier to add these systems? Not really. I mean, first of all, we have a systemd package, but we don't ship it by default. Plus, it's always the small things, right? What you should not forget, out of the box, KDE and GNOME never really worked that amazingly, even 20 years ago. And what all the distributions do, they have similar to T2. We also have 1,000 patches all over fixing small things. And so, and Linux Pro, we are doing Linux kernel upgrading and rebasing things. So the super massive black hole amount of work is to test and fix and tweak and stuff, and also like painful debugging. Like booting to new graphic login things and making sure they work. And this stuff is also super painful and time consuming to debug and so on and so forth. I'm slightly color. I'm slightly surprised. Oh. I'm slightly surprised that maybe we need to read. Was there more? Three out of 24 channels. Or would it apply more? What packages are still preventing the next release? Which next release? The T2 release? You mean 2410? Or which one? You guys, I understand instant message short things, but more context, more subject objects. And nothing really, just a little bit testing. And of course, all the daily work here of sitting here and doing things, right? Like updating the website, finishing, like, right? Like theoretically it's done, like basically your testing is like, I mean, I didn't test it the most. We had pre-tested, like Chris and others had pre-tested various previous ISOs, but not, that's the thing, right? You keep fixing things and now of course the ISO is completely rebuilt and could have differently new bugs, which so basically testing, and then, which I don't really have, like we test at users, like we tested end users. Yeah, but realistically, basically nothing, just like sitting here each day and doing maintenance administrative stuff, right? Even nothing is magically done, nothing is doing itself magically without effort. So we need to polish website more, like finish release, like that's basically currently a whole day. I don't even have really time. I mean, theoretically, press release announcements that eventually maybe we get into some new sites and stuff, but first we would even need to finish all the stuff. Yeah, running an OS is a full-time job. Even through running running any non-trial open source project, like even just log4j or whatnot, is full-time job, right? Where did I do this one here? I kinda did this one, right? I'm still a little bit. What precisely had they done here with the? I mean, yeah, 2025 they polish the code here for color helpers. Hey, Intel, someone not yet fired at Intel, or in the meantime fired at Intel. Oh, I did this wrong. Or did I? Or they rewrapped that here. Ah, that is why this confused the heck out of me. Oh, damn it. This is also funny. They call foreground, background. Okay, I just did this wrong. So that's no functional change, just a bloody rename. Ach, do. This is okay. I think I actually did do this correctly. Because I was wondering how this was working. Then fbcon cursor. This one here, huh? End mode. fbcon cursor flash. Do we have flash? Flash equals enable. this is soft scroll back. Makes sense. I should use an editor. So the problem is here with the tmux, it doesn't preserve. It's a little bit more. Cursor mode. Y get color. It's a little bit extra work. Most people don't work clean enough. That's why a lot of patches never get upstream, because completely white space, or God forbid, new line, DOS new line damaged. Let's see if I did this accurately enough. Only a build test will show. Yeah, so annoying stuff. I'm really not a fan of how we scale. Some of this open source code development module of constantly changing things is somehow not scaling the nicest. Is this all in one chunk here, or because we had here multiple? If we update here now one chunk, we need to find the right one. I don't remember if I here we were. So now we should basically range delete until next div, but I'm lazy today. I also constantly forget the Vim syntax for that. So I didn't over delete. But we have those versioned, so can always. Yeah, not the super extremely greatest fan of So then, please tell me that, that is Reiser, huh? IOCT numbers, okay. Let's check if they, yeah, Linux kernel development, a full-time job. Who would have thought, right? IOCTL numbers, what have they done there for our precious ReiserFS reinstatement? So that is CD. Did they just What did they do here? Oh, this is just commenting. Okay, we don't really need that, but maybe they changed spaces or so, because I don't see any change there. Maybe some tab space conversions here. Or it's so maybe surrounding context actually. No, surrounding context. And spaces. Okay, the future is now. Thank you for breaking this for. Yeah, this constant space reindentation stuff. So much to show the weight of like Atlas and Greek mythology. Oh, the rest applies. Wow, that okay. So I accept the probably the ARM X1. Let me turn on the working disk. Fingers crossed, will it build? Will it boot? Will it do things? But this stuff is so tiny. I mean, they're basically even with... I mean, the question... Okay, we have some massive patches like Due is theoretically even right. Theoretically, we would need to check PS3. But we need more donations for that. As you know, right? If you're still wondering how you can support us. Potentially PS3 breakage, rediffing and stuff, right? If you want to support all this work, there are ways you can if you wish. It would be so amazing, as you know. Okay, let's commit this already. That is a little bit early, but I want to move on. And basically interesting, like we need more viewers, right? That is why doing interesting kernel work here on Sunday. Probably will be fine. Famous last words. Except here on ARM64, what can that do for us? Did I even change the version? Yeah, I changed the version. Why is this again so slow? Why is shit sometimes slow? Oh, that also failed. Maybe I should have done the pro thing and... Okay, maybe I should stop doing this low quality engineering here and stop YOLOing a bit for people who build this on this, increasingly build this on their servers in production. What did fail? Riser? Incompatible force riser, initializing of the entry shit. Oh, darn it. That's the rest build. I mean, how can they change so many file system APIs? Let's pre-test that. Failed. Operation is fucking too slow. You had one job. What are you doing? Why is shit slow? Man. And that fails, of course. How many? I'm surprised. So I knew that will not apply, but I'm surprised it applies that much. It's basically only one hunk here out of one chunk out of. That is pretty lame for Linux kernel engineering. That like this, like how can this still not be freaking upstream? How long do they wanna? Oh, there's panel EDP. Oh wait, there are two chunks. This is pretty lame, you all. fbcon undeclared is active, inactive things. That's unfortunate. Maybe pro tip next time I shouldn't commit that. There is also ACPI, maybe that is Itanium. Anyway, we should not apply that here like that. We should apply that conditionally, not that random Itanium changes break. Initially, I just didn't do this conditionally because previously that's my SPD DDR5 memory hub thing there. That probably should, because for us it's of course safer, right? Not like random Itanium, epic Itanium shenanigans break our precious other thread ripping builds. Yeah, that is the problem, right? If you have such big patches and then the random Johannes or what his name is, we sourced this from, didn't rebase it yet. Let's see, can we rebase it ourselves? Oh, 3 even? Did I somehow overlook that? Wait, what? No, I moved the pixel too much. Okay, that is some N61 panel thing. So they N41. Which one was it? Okay, that is in there though, right? In panel EDP. How do we? But it otherwise applied something, right? So at least that one was in there, right? And 61 was in there, but TO1 not? No, oh, shit, damn it. Stop pro tip, don't randomly execute this suspend help direction. Man. The most annoying thing is that other people get paid amazingly well, and like they just like everything is moving so slowly, right? People are always so impressed. Wow, everything's so fast. In my opinion, extremely slow development, right? Like this stuff takes a year to get fully in there. Notifier block NB. Notifier block. What's that doing? Notifier block. Notifier block. Enable ASPM. It's only the notify. This is DebugFS. Okay, the rest applies. Wonderful. Ports. If you control B the default, because I should use it more. I don't instantly. No, there. Notifier block. Okay, yeah, the port thing is new. Wonderful. Just context, and should be one left. Riser, of course, we need to rebase here more too. So let's hope only one is left. Just wanted to double check that so far. Qualcomm, this is just logging though. What does this? This is logging. For one, it's changing info to debug. There was actually something of, but and then like the whole shit only. Darn. Okay, so that is basically kind of pointless. debug. Okay, that is applied. That's this whole thing. Okay, wonderful. Okay, this will still not build because of our Riser 3 and yeah, next time this was a mistake. Mistakes are sometimes made here. I wonder what is their plan for .1. The problem is if we push this to Git and Repology gets that, someone might freak out that we, I mean, unless they actually, maybe they have a detection for RC release candidate stuff and filter this out as bad version. I would hope theoretically. I mean, yeah, surprisingly little changes for that if it builds, which doesn't speak, in my opinion, does not speak to the Linux development model of like a quarter later, like a year, a quarter after a year later, all the stuff is still not upstream. Okay, let's first. We probably have. Okay, let's just rebuild because it's too long. It's fbdev. Where is active? Did you mean fbcon is active, inactive? What did they do with that? Why do they constantly need to change things? Introduce fbcon is inactive, is active. It's just a rename for renaming reasons. Much easier. Poor brain, we don't have. That is a little bit. I mean, in a commercial kernel, you would nearly never do that, right? Like breaking the ABI 20 years later just because some random dude is inactive is too difficult for me. It's like this is literally ridiculous. But yeah. I'm surprised that is not active, huh? Wow, future is no. Let's try that again. The only thing is that anyway will not build due to more ReiserFS rebasing things. Let's see in a second what. Yeah, but in my opinion, is one of the biggest open source kernel BSD or mostly Linux kernel mistakes of constantly breaking ABIs, right? Making like, so be it. The name is not ideal. It obviously inverted, not inverted like due, like Microsoft, Apple and stuff. They would never rename this, or Sun, Oracle, Solaris, right? But it's like just rename, breaking all the like. And if Microsoft would do this, they would break all the drivers, right? NVIDIA, AMD, and stuff. Graphics. Wait, did someone break backward by negating a predicate function? Yeah. mean, obviously the symbol name ain't there anymore, right? Like it would not even load anymore with symbol not found, right? They renamed it also, right? Like, so they renamed it from is inactive to is active, but future is now yay. So unfortunately, we still need to do Rider. Let's maybe get an idea while this test builds again to the next build error, which will at least be Riser. Let's check on something simple that doesn't change that much. He likes this Minix shit or so. Verify inode when loading from merge. What kind of things? So I usually check that, right? Begin interface takes struct July. Okay, we are past that. So verify inode when loading. Okay, maybe we're not lucky here. Inode is char mapping things of file things. Okay, there it failed. Wait, this is also interseal. Ach, damn it. Damn it. Parameter name, things, struct, error, incomplete function, twin types, rising int, struct things. Yeah, keeping this shit, I mean, yeah. So the way before you wonder, like, we need this for Apple Airport, right? Yeah. Maybe so the driver wire P3 wire video of wireless thing network wireless P is, or is it part of Gaelic? Toshiba, right? Toshiba Gaelic. Yeah, that is so silly here. Okay, that's not there. I always check similar things to have an inspiration of what possibly could approximately have been changed. Can already yeah, that is a price. If you maintain this out of tree, you constantly need to miss the proper, like Linus Torvalds used to say, need to miss the proper clean here behind other people's API renames. And so while for them it would be nearly no work of like, we're discourage more to randomly rename things, but like if someone tree-wide SAD some things, we would get this for free, but because it's like we need to sweep here after there, we need to clean up after, yeah. Man, so many files, so many drivers. So we have what? We have Riser, we have interseal so far, and interseal as an extension, also Apple Airports, it's basically interseal. By the way, I always wondered, because I wanted to use a USB 2 PCMC card. Yeah, there was like maybe something is different. I plugged in a USB 2 card into the cube and it didn't just work. It would be cool if we aftermarket plug in a PC card. Maybe that is a thing. Wait a second. Is that? We need to check. The question is that like a full? But it probably should kind of be a full PCMRK. Come a bit faster. Okay, what else can we update? What random things happen in the world? For what? Wonderful. I mean that each small random driver gets a shout out here, but not like major Linux distributions is simply, do we really care? I mean, this is somehow really clickbait, right? Of smallest changes, lazy news day, nothing to report. Yeah, the problem is this make builds forever, even when shit failed already. So that is here 290. 290. What's going on here? Set Wi-Fi params. Ah, so this is our. Did it say that more precisely? What it? AKA int incompatible int star struct int u32 with unsigned int. So they say unsigned. Is that the only change? What kind of things do they have here in? Set y set y. Wait, what? Did I even set Wi-Fi? What is wrong with me, or did I copy and paste the wrong Wi-Fi params? Radio index things. Set. What was the spelling? Damn it, seriously? What am I doing wrong here? Staging. U30, but this is U32 changed. What? Static int struct Wi-Fi radio index U32 change. Static int struct index, because that is why is some int index for whatever reason. Looks shit, where did I press now? Damn it. I hate when I click on random. I hope I didn't. What stream still running? Hate randomly clicking around. So what did precisely did they do here? Indicate support for set one. Set What was his bloody name? It's like one of the worst names ever. Or what? Radio index. Add support to get radio index. Shit, all those bloody things have a index now? Holy shit, man. Oh, man. Okay, but it's just one, huh? And usually not used. The future of unused indexes. Like this kind of stuff to be deleted soon because you know, in some years, like nobody ever used that, let's delete it again. Holy shit, there's nothing else to do. What was the bloody name of this here, right? Set params. Set params. Does this call that somewhere? In this driver. I mean, I guess we would get another error if probably not. So what I usually do to keep these patches small, so basically, where's our Wi-Fi things? Why is this not called restore? Theoretically, this should be named restore though. Set, what is the shitty name? Wi-Fi. Is it not set Wi-Fi? Yeah, it. Here, Wi-Fi. Only that driver had said. Okay, how much is left? Only Reiser, or do we have more failing? What is that here? Orinoco omitting name. Set what? Parameter name and a function defined in C23. Okay, wonderful. Theoretically, we could fix this eventually. Okay, there is quite some incompatible file attribute set shit. Declaration of file. This is my grief with Linux kernel stuff. Like, why can they still rename incompatible function pointer initializing struct dentry with instruct dentry? Maybe they, if we are lucky, they only rename this from keditor to file etcher. Is this your full-time job? Unfortunately, yes, and I even do it for free. It's my second full-time job. Beside my company, I also run this Linux distribution. So I have a paid full-time job and an unpaid full-time job. And if you want to share like subscribe here and things, right, then share like subscribe, right? Obviously, that's my full-time job, running my own company. Only more profitable than Tesla. Will not be to actually wait. The change is file k editor. What is your full-time job? Where is my somewhere I had here. Navigate out of that. Tree white here, bloody SED, tree white SED. I told you so. I told you so. Can't maintain ReiserFS upstream because SED too expensive. Introduce file get editor and set editor syscalls. There's some call to only could grab cache page. It's also not ideal. The entry, what do we have here? Incompatible pointer initializing instruct the entry file. Okay, that's also k editor. File editor. I mean, why they had to delete that upstream SEDI. Let's hope their regular expression is correct. Actually, we could pre-test with what would very little, only furniture get. So no print, no extra print in place. How much more do we need to? It's already better, huh? Grab cache page. There is by the way, I hope did I commit something? I need to be careful not to commit into the tag. What did I do with this Orinoco? Did I really do this in the wrong? No. Sometimes mistakes are made. So what more? Grab cache page, and so we need to replicate this SED. In the patch. And grab cache page, huh? What do we have here? I guess remove. Yeah. All colors have been converted to use file map grab folio. Shit. Hello, I'm learning Rust to contribute to Rust for Linux. Do you have a book recommending or any guidelines? Not really, I'm just not the biggest Rust fan to start with. Do you enjoy Rust? But Rust is also so new, nobody has written books about this, and maybe given the state of the world, nobody will even write books. I guess the best you can find for specifically that topic is people who worked on this and their blog posts and mailing list things. Why is that development of open source software contains so many warnings? There are warnings. I mean, usually, in my opinion, from what I've seen, open source code usually has way less warnings than commercial code. Like usually commercial code full with garbage and nobody cares, at least historically. But of course, we usually use the latest compiler and that usually wants more. And that warnings here are because this code simply isn't compatible anymore, right? Like this warnings here because they made changes and we need to, by the way, so much to they fixed here typo for other surrounding things, right? So much to I sometimes, in a way, this is a little bit unclean. I mean, this is, but yeah, even the Linux kernel, I'm surprised this went through like this, because it's not strictly removing when you touch documentation of another function, but so much to I sometimes do that in our low quality cheap T2 Linux, and it's like I'm usually like it's not best practice to tweak some wording and white space, but Linux kernel is like, nah, yeah, you do that too. What is it? Grab cache. Wait, what? Yeah. Grab cache page. So replace by folio. Still referring minor. So we need to understand. Should need to jump in suffer to learn. Do you already know Rust? Use folio in recover safe or for hidden calls to compound that. Are you already good in? Here is JHead to use the folio. Remove a call to grab cache page by using folio throughout this functions. Let's learn folios, because I'm not the greatest Rust fan. Also not mixing Rust with C. Like if you want to do Rust, then do mostly Rust and not like the Linux kernel is already messy enough, in my opinion. Not super great for the future of maintainability and things. Many warnings are also pointless. It's like for me, if I fix here more warnings, you couldn't afford it anymore. Like I do this here as a hobby, but also many warnings are pointless. Often people only add more casts and whatnot to get rid of warnings. I mean, there's always, sure, can always be, but there's also, of course, also a cost to that. Okay, so we need to change page to folio. Then we need, instead of page, we need a look at that as a mapping. We're like, oh, this is actually identical. Are you freaking kidding me? Folio, so much better. Okay, that's actually in this case extremely trivial. Of folio size, folio. The question is actually if we want to seriously maintain a ReiserFS in the future just to be able to read our own backups. So if you're wondering why do I keep maintaining that, because so this is not as important as Itanium, but like I have a safe full of ReiserFS drives, and in my opinion, this is super low quality engineering, right? Like if they would remove some garbage toy OS like Minix or Amiga FS or whatnot, but like removing the 20 years ago #1 journaling file system, this is so not quality engineering. Anyway, so this is easy enough. So basically just folio and then Okay, this is file map grep folio. Okay, let's see. Where's our folio? Grep cache page. I know it. Grep cache page. How hard can it be? Tail page. Tail offset. Whole page can be. Is this whole or whole? Ah, for whole, it is a whole page. Okay. Tail page, whole page, things. What do they do here? Can't do make sure begin writing tail page to start. Well, actually, this had already some folio index. What precisely do they do? Whole page can be 0 in case of direct O. We are sure that we cannot get here if we write O direct into tail page. Always the we are sure things. Very reassuring. inode bufferhead tail for whole. Helper function for when ReiserFS get block is called for a whole, but the file tail is still in a direct item. BH result is the bufferhead for the whole. Tail offset is the offset start of the tail in the file. This called prepare. This calls prepare write, which will start a new transaction. You should or have any path withheld when you call this. Tail page. What precisely do they fix? Tail page for writing. Tail page. The problem is we don't have a inode mapping. Okay, this doesn't convert it nicely. So much keep maintaining that. What could possibly go wrong? Not sure if I want to convert that today. How many more things did we even have? Incompatible conversion. Okay, this is grep. Undeclared grep case. This is probably just assuming integer from the course. What else? Function initializing. Struct folio things of write begin and write and incompatible function pointer type initializing. Is this the only thing left for ReiserFS? Okay, that is just 5K. So is that not amazing renaming? Like decades later, they need to rename this again. No commercial OS would. What font is that? Comic Code. Paper. Looks like Paper Mario. It looks sort of. It's cool. Yeah, it was a April's Fool's Day joke, but I ended up liking it. So many viewers. I think. That is commercial though, which I licensed for April's Fool's live stream. 2 years learn Rust. I have 2 years learning Rust, reading books and boot camps. My ask was about what the study specifically did. Did you ask previously? Comic Sans had start supporting Rust for Linux community. My ask was about what to study specific to start supporting Rust for Linux. Linux community is very broad, right? You need to be like, Linux community is not only Linux kernel. So Linux community could also be KDE, GNOME, Wayland. It will be a process where not centralized resources will be found. Kernel dev must be one of the hardest things. Have you had much experience with malware? Why do you ask what experience with malware do you specifically mean? Okay, I missed there some comments for don't really care, investigate because that's not really. What? Which browser and what version? What did I leave? I think what means Rust for Linux community Rust. Rust for Linux in the official in the project Rust in Linux kernel. Oh, okay. I mean, support is. I mean, there are already experts, right? Like basically, it's like probably not like how can you support them, but like how can you learn from them and write their new stuff, or certainly already experts in the industry. Which Firefox comment did I miss there? That's funny. I hear which browser and what version of. Oh wait, what problem with logging? What? Okay, well, other people's other things. Both the latest Firefox version Linux Twitch support I use like. Wait, what? Okay, other people's. Okay, did this otherwise fully built? Look at this. Maybe it otherwise fully built. Okay, then let's try to port that. Maybe how to get page 4. What AI now? Method depends things. Wait, what? Digital folios. Okay, that's not Linux kernel. Did I? I didn't. I didn't commit the rest yet. Let me quickly. Should we commit that otherwise? I think the ACPI stuff might break. x86 or so. Because it previously Dr. Schubert failed in ACPI process or whatnot. Wait, some of this is. What have I done there? I forgot to select this one. Tell us which is high level. What's the problem with? Can you tell us what you just did a high level and what was the problem? They renamed this, the Linux kernel experts, Master Jedi people renamed this after decades or so because they like to rename. I don't even, I mean, they call it cleanup and stuff. Basically, recurrently stuff breaks because they just rename stuff for cleanup reasons. It's not yet ReiserFS. That I hope I did not. Can we already test boot this on the Qualcomm? If we disable Let's pre-test this here. Take it a bit. And Linux, there are some browser features with dependent system manager working correctly. What? I don't know. So this has a chance to work. Then, last but not least, we should theoretically, as we have that done partially, let's see, can we make this to work too? Prologue Linux Foundation specific question. I saw it. Wait, what? Should be recorded somewhere. You're right, Reverend Rust. Okay, so checks, maybe no, prog.fs, whatever. Extended attributes, why not? Says yes, build as much security, whatever. So grab page things. So this code, grab page. Okay, so what precisely? So here it gets wants to get the cached page from the inode. So here they have fixed tail page for writing tail pages. We don't have to make sure the conversion did not happen while we were locking the page, because anyone that could convert must first take IMU tags. We must fix the tail page for writing because it might have buffers that are met but have a block number of 0. This indicates tail data that has been read directly into the page, and block write begin won't trigger get block in this case. And then they tail page, tail start, tail. What was the other tail end and tail? So they convert tail for whole. Okay, that was a. I mean, what we potentially suffice. I mean, yeah, this is just the tiniest thing, but the thing is, I'm of course not into the folio thing. I know in principle what this folio stuff is about. Maybe we could theoretically reinstate that. That's ignore. Wait, what? Remove. This is one here. Oops. Find or create page and find or mapping grab cache page, returns log page at given index and given cache, creating it if needed. Actually, there are folio things in page map. What would folio things give us? Folio batch. Mapping map size supported. Folio inode mapping host. Mapping. Flex for getting a folio. Find or create page address please. Grab cache page, no wait. Returns log page. Wait, is that not grab cache page, no wait? Sounds pretty similar. Just find or create page. Find, actually this is simply did find or create page. Mapping index. Mapping G find, or is this a public API? Of course, then we could simply grab cache page for that. Surely they probably totally will not. Mapping. Kill me if I do that. Huh? Mapping GFP mask. Mapping. inode. I'm mapping. What did I miss here? Mapping GFP is inode. I'm mapping. Maybe I'm not supposed to do that. Oh, wait, there are more. 0 user. How much shit can they freaking remove? Seriously, 0 user. Remove expunges in favor of more modern mem0 page. This is so unprofessional hobby shit. Like why do you constantly freaking all users have been converted to either mem0 page or folio 0? Oh my goodness. You can't make this shit up. Convert things to folio. Convert 0 is mem0 is a new name for 0 user. Go search. I don't. What do you mean linter? Besides, most stuff does not work amazingly on. I have an idea. 0 user, huh? Can't make this shit up. This is ridiculous. Do they have more grab? What was the name? Grab cache page? No? Or was it in another file? Or maybe IOCTL declared fdsetd open. Oh, they're just like call 0. Okay, we did this. Incompatible for some struct. Would they still have this? The question is, does this Frankenstein converted stuff work then? Find or grab cache page mapping, because it's even easier, because mapping and index. Mapping and index. Then we are down to only this function pointers, parameter name, and the entry. There is more 0 user. Did I not save that? 0. That's it. What the heck is that here? dset dopt. What else do we? Incompatible types. Right. Begin folio things of. Where does it start? Where does it end? With an expression of struct folio star. I key OC initializing an expression here is struct, that one here. Say space L of T. They changed that from, oh wait, no. Why is this so unreadable? Additionally, 9 if what? Address space operation, pull misc updates, refactor the address space operation and write callback to take construct as a first argument. Oh wait, what? It's only to propagate update implement things. IOCB don't care wire. Change interface to take struct IOCB star. I have the suspicion this will blow up. Hold, and so that's just const. How often do they want to change this in their lifetime? I mean, the problem is, I mean, okay, there was const. Yeah. 3, 4, 10. 3, 4, 10. Right. Begin. What was the other? Page for your right end. Oh, right end. Is the future finally now? Error compatible function unless and construct things. What's still not honky dory here? Right, emitting. Okay, this is just bloody warnings. I mean, we could just call it DE or whatnot. What is still the difference? Like somehow, I mean, Rust is not before it's like, but Rust would not display that much better. Incompatible. Int. So where does it? Is an expression of int const. Wait, was a file? Wait, what did I overread this? Where's the next? Wait, did I overread the struct file thing? Address space OOT. I overread this struct. Oh, shit. This was misleading. Oh no, actually, wait. Wait. They changed it here. Those who can read are clearly at an advantage. Like, that's crazy. This function doesn't even do anything with it. I want yeah, this is why I want to write my microkernel. I hate this monolithic address space fiddly shit. Like, even if our shit is 10% faster, like, just give us more reliable software. Like, as begin right. Is it even the right file? Is it not begin? Begin right. What do I? What? All right, begin. Ugh. So wonderful. Did I copy this one? Did they, wait, what was the previous? It's funny that this is differently indented here. If we copy this, okay, I never touch Linux system. Don't you think? I mean, people want to be entertained, right? Like, basically, we just need to step up and entertain better. Repo owner needs to review better. So promote I see no language tool most exactly prompt specifies. Western actions can't suggest and studies think it's unfair. I mean, that is just humankind. Like, people just want to have fun, right? We basically need to trick the system, and like, basically we need to, but the world doesn't need another gaming channel. Actually, I would say, I said this before, I rarely game. In 25 years, I played probably 24 hours or whatnot. Like, I played, okay, maybe that's not true. Like, maybe I played 48 hours, but like in 25 years, basically the modern society is like, the modern society was just having fun and becoming helpless couch potatoes of just social media. Somehow it's pretty degrading humankind and also not very fulfilling. Like, each time, like, even those people who pretend to be happy with their shiny Instagram things, their new fancy clothes and fancy car, like, hey, I never, not only not have fancy clothes, but also drive my 13, I mean, even my girl hates with how old clothes I often, or my girl even wants that I throw my 13-year-old Georg's rain jacket thing away because it's falling apart. But like, as long as it's still one piece, it's like dude, like, it's, plus they also, like, pro tip, I will never buy this shit again. Like, this inside this membrane shit is falling apart, and in general I was always sweating, can't recommend. But notice how people who only, like, first of all, people who only game and social media are also not happy, and get depressive, and notice when those people get out with other people, they finally are more happy. And I would rather next, I mean, obviously I've worked extreme the last 25 years, building most of T2 and my company and software project. Like just the last week's reverse engineered more. Like the drivers that I mostly wrote in our company now support nearly 600 different scanners. For example, reverse engineered the heck and shit out of that scanner again. Like the difference is like I solve people's problems and enable people to get their work done and more efficiently and use their stuff longer. And I can only recommend to more people to do more fulfilling things, and just gaming is not one of. Also we live in very difficult times now. Not to get like, I usually make the mistake of getting too much into politics, but whatever political things, like probably hard to not agree to live in extremely challenging times. Also, like after the pandemic, the wars, and other political hiccups, and like life could become significantly worse quickly, not only in whatever part of the world you are, for whatever environmental climate reasons and other political shit reasons. And so I can only, like with gaming, my point is, today political shit, today short, my point is gaming will not save your ass, right? I said it before, I'm tired of this tech shit, and I 100 times said I need my off-grid cabin or whatever, and joking like opening a beach coffee or like just grow my tomatoes and potatoes, because like how people say like touch some grass, right? And like although I do relatively productive things and mostly solve people's problems either with T2 Linux or my commercial software, even I sometimes need to touch grass, right? And like even before all this pandemic and other political bullshit, I said like, I need my off-grid cabin, right? And increasingly, and like that kind of stuff is not only more fulfilling, that is my point, but even it keeps you alive, right? Like 5 years ago, I was rolling my eyes of like preppers, of like people prepping and stuff. Like, in these times, you better prep a little bit, right? Like, because you never know what political bullshit happens tomorrow. And this, like, I said this before, like this off-grid cabin, I mean, like this one YouTube channel, I said this, I mean, I can't recommend this YouTube channel the most anymore, but like this self-reliance guy there, he's also a little bit strange, as like with off-grid cabin, like the problem is can't easily do that cabin life stuff here in Germany, unfortunately. Like maybe I need to move to, what is that here? Maybe I need to migrate to Poland or Sweden or wherever, where maybe somewhere can have my off-grid cabitzing. But yeah, it's not, at the end, it's not about social views. Like, so yeah, in five years ago, I appreciate that this YouTuber more. In the meantime, he sometimes also made some strange political comments, which and now he has AG1. Like, basically, since he does product placement, I respect him a little. I had huge respect for this YouTuber of building his off-grid cabin thing there, but he made some strange political comments, and now he's also promoting AG1 or stuff or other product placements. And I like, if he would, like, some product placements of Anchor solar battery things are okay with me, but like especially this AG1, like if someone does sustainable off-grid living stuff and they're like, here's this AG1 stuff, it's like, nah. Anyway, yeah, social media ain't social anymore. I mean, it never was. Like, social media is absolute cancer. Like, people only get depressed and jealous. It's like, even I started, like, since initially I totally ignored Facebook. I still didn't really use Facebook. Initially, I ignored this social media stuff for the first 10 years, and I only embraced it a little bit for shameless self-promotion, and I mostly post, except my food sometimes, or Lego builds with my son. I'm okay now these days. I war warning repost also, but it also like social media. So basically, initially I only joined 10 years later. Show social media crap for shameless self-promoting our products and T2 Linux. Then came the pandemic and the shit wars, and since then I repost as Benny's like, here's some Russian shit, rocket going down in Ukraine shit and stuff, burning stuff. But in a way, even that is stupid. Like even although I think I do this slightly less, and maybe I should totally stop this because like it helps nobody. I only repost this for like, hey, awareness, because so many Russia paid trolls of like, nah, Russia is defending themselves and the savior. It's like they're bombing the shit out of Ukraine. Like, what's bloody wrong with you? Like all this reality distortion field trapped paid trolls of like, but NATO. It's like, dude, what has NATO done there in Russia? Just in wait. But so basically, I only retweeted this of like awareness of like, hey, this shit is really happening, and like get out of your paid reality distortion field. But basically, it's a complete waste of time. I basically should stop that and stop this clicking this retweet because it helps nobody, right? Like the people who get paid, it's like the thing is only like, so basically I only retweeted this as stopping this propaganda channel things. Do you use TikTok? No, I don't use and will not use TikTok. Like no, I not once used TikTok shit. I have a microkernel to write. Basically, how to become a 10x engineer. Stop social media shit. Instantly, you are a 10x engineer. Like, just do your shit, whether growing potatoes or writing new kernel stuff. Argentina is off limits for Germany? What do you mean with Argentina is off limits? I don't understand. You mean to migrate there? Yeah, what else do we have here? Happy porting minimal LVM Inferno as the what you streams planning IA upstream kernel RF and planning IA upstream kernel refers to comments. Happy to hear that. Also like traveling and watch. I also like traveling and walking in nature. So yeah, totally. Ah, you mean the German Nazis in Argentina? Sure. Okay, now I get your. The thing is, I don't know if you mean that or mean him. Anyway, so my point is, not only we, but like, I will probably social media shitpost even less, because at the end of the day, there are so many idiots, like surrounding by idiots, whether I retweet the truth of Russia's bombing of Ukraine doesn't help anyone really, except wasting my time. But the one crazy story. I followed some tech social media person there, and she blocked me some days ago. I only accidentally realized this. And the craziest thing is, I don't know why. I knew, like, the irony is I wanted to unfollow her already because she is some left extreme-ish pro-Palestine a little bit. And I totally don't want to get into Israel and Palestine today. Certainly pretty shit happening on both sides. But like, because she is so aggressively pro-Palestine that I was like, I cannot read the shit anymore. I wanted to unfollow her, and now she blocked me. I had basically zero interaction with 2025. I think maybe I unfollow this extreme Palestine supporters. But before I can unfollow, like what I usually do, like if I don't like some person, I unfollow, right? But like she blocked me for like why did she even block me now? Like I even get out of like I don't even get into this Palestine-Israel shit. It's like probably I'm too neutral. Let's block this too, like so much to social media. Like if I would appreciate if she at least would have told me, hey, I don't like your one Ukraine post or whatnot, but like 2025, if someone doesn't like something, instant block. Also this half-naked YouTube creator there from China, this sexy cyborg, whatever her name is. I think she is now a little bit out of social media anyway, due to the China stuff, like this sexy cyborg whatnot there from China. She also blocked me 5 years ago. She blocked me so I never had any interaction with her, right? I just followed her because like a half-naked YouTube tech stuff, just to see what other Chinese creators do. And I also nearly wanted to unfollow. I nearly wanted to unfollow her too, because it's too much naked boobs in the camera between her tech cyber stuff. And then she started to promote her Chinese propaganda of like, hey, in China is everything amazing, and look at your homeless, right? And my mistake was I replied to this homeless like, just look at your homeless in Europe. It's like, yeah, I was like only something like, nah, overall things are like, this was 5 years ago, right? Like, nah, things are pretty fine here in Europe. Actually, it's like, actually, I have been in China, and like, have you seen your China? I rather like, our things in Europe are rather sorted and in order compared to your, like, I've been there, I've seen that. And like, for that, she blocked me. Like, instantly, like, 2020, you can't even write like, the Chinese, look at your homeless. It's like, nah, things really aren't that bad here in Europe. Instant block. It's like, dude, like, that's not only today. Like 5 years ago, instant block. It's like, dude, you can. And I did not write you're stupid. I only wrote something of like, nah, not really agree. Things are not that bad. And like, I've been in China, and it's like, have you seen your, like, things are also not, like, I wrote something like, things are also not that great as your government makes it sound or whatnot. Like, instant block. It's like, dude. I swear I didn't use any F words, any swear words. I only said like, nah. And this is like that people can like that, and that normal people among each other cannot only say like, nah, I don't really agree with that in the most neutral way. Instant block. It's like basically, increasingly, it is pointless to discuss anything like this. Like basically, all the whole social media stuff is a complete waste of time. Like the only thing is like our Discord, like we're discussing like support and discussing development things, but everything else, like people totally unlearn to have an argument or discussion. Like it's absolutely crazy, and that's not a new thing. It was already like that 5 years ago, at least among some people. But it's anyway. Okay, we should actually finish this stuff here and not like, all hail to Chairman Mao. Yeah, I think she like, ironically, she was like, look at your homeless, and it's like, I think she somehow. I don't know the details. I mean, I basically only watched 5 YouTube videos of her because it's too much boobs into the camera for me. Sexy. Naomi is her name, right? Naomi, sexy cyborg. I mean, the name is also, I mistyped this here, cyborg. Or even more mistyped this. I think she didn't post to YouTube for years, right? Like from what I figured was a little bit like, maybe she got a little bit, 2 years ago. I don't know the details, but from what I read, like when I somehow read this, like probably on social media, as long as like it sounded like she had some visits from some government or whatnot too or whatnot. Maybe they mistake your comments for which comments? I could have thought were being sarcastic. That's bad part of context, but they learn to have. Yeah, the crazy thing is, but also, yeah. Anyway, let's better try to. My point is, then I'm even instantly blocked for like one. I don't even know for what. Like probably she. Yeah, whatever. But basically, do I lose anything? No. I only thought like, this other recently blocked. She is a cool creator. She had a little bit extremist pro-Palestine views for which I nearly wanted to. But my difference is, I would have unfollowed her. She blocked me for I don't even know what. I basically had zero interaction with her, but knowing that she is so extreme. But again, I didn't. I at least usually I don't. But anyway, I didn't lose anything, right? Like, yes, she's beside being left extremist, she's otherwise a cool creator. Didn't really lose anything. Basically, lesson learned. Following random people, they are not your friends, right? Like, they don't know you. They block you for whatever worldviews. I don't know what. Basically, social media stuff. Like, go out, have nice friends. What I, by the way, miss a little bit in this, like now that I have a company and stuff, what I miss a bit when I was a student, what it was so cool, this culture 25 years ago in Berlin, 20 years ago, like just hanging out, doing some things like cooking together, whatnot, or going climbing outside or whatever. Like, I mean, sure, I'm workaholic here, unfortunately, due to having so much things to do, but my impression is that although I work as much, I still do more outside, especially with my child now, than most people sitting all day gaming on social media. Of course. Yeah, but I mean, that's the only thing. Yes, of course, Taiwan, my friend. Of course, Taiwan is a sovereign, independent freaking country. Go recognize it already. I mean, the whole situation, this is so wrong that China is so fucking big that this is, yeah, let's better continue with politics. Like that big as fucking big China cannot freaking leave Taiwan in peace is absolutely ridiculous. A similar Russia invading or like, but let's, yeah, Chris. So like, let's fix here some more things. So what's this build doing? Wait, no space left on the device. That's not ideal. How is this just memory or? Somehow, alright, this wasn't the biggest thing to start with. That's not ideal. Can we build this in memory? Yeah, ironically, I wanted to keep the windows on this thing and not, as you know, I fat fingered the next size here, so it was on disk. Do we have? Yeah, but it's somehow civilization, humankind became a strange place. That somehow said that we. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So what were we? We were here in right and stuff of. Okay, so the question is, what was it previously? This previously this was file. The question is, did it use file? No, it didn't. Thank goodness. Yeah, Linux kernel stuff, APIs, per se. APIs, we remove things that don't use stuff. Ah, we still need this shit. What is that even? Dset deop. What the heck? I mean, plus here is okay. That's unused parameter due. There are worse things than that. Git log. What's going on here? Main pain in the ass comes from what's going on. Merge, pull the entry deflex update from Alviro. Current rules for, by the way, what else did I miss? Basically, yeah, how we can save humanity. I also don't never engage in insane political. I didn't even engage with them, right? I only followed this creator girl. Like, I only some days ago realized I was blocked for. I engaged nothing with her. Probably, I mean, my speculation is she might not have. Again, I usually didn't post Palestine, Israel, so maybe she didn't like my Ukraine, Russia post. I don't know what, for whatever I'm being, or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Also it came. Anyway, how we can save the world, I like the only thing humankind needs to digital social media detox and go out, touch more nature again, which is increasingly difficult in the state of aid of wars and shit. For me, I need to work like I mean not only that, I mean obviously I realize with if you, but that's also like my social media use increased during the COVID crisis with daily checking COVID shit and like reposting some horrible COVID things, so all the naysayer and non-science believer of nah, everything is fine and whatnot. So basically the last 5 years, and it's the little I use it, I more and more realize it's a waste of time. And so not only realizing it's a waste of time and changes nothing, and the stupid other things of you say something halfway normal and being blocked by famous people, it's like, nah, pointless waste of time. So what's going on here? Reason things, save things, bloody convoluted things. I'm only reading this, right? Yeah, it's bloody convoluted. It's here. So the reasons why other use are safe are bloody convoluted. I'm going protectors here. It's C1. It's no longer available. Instead, the new primitive D splice alias ops is provided equivalent to condition of and splice D set D ops. What did this shit even freaking do? Make static decache. What's this? The name is sucks even. Correct set of forbidden. What? Correct the set of flags forbidden at. Wait, this is 50 time. Okay, this is later. What's going on here? Is this a change or what? Merge pull decache. Update from current store. Series does is no longer available. Instead, a new primitive alias ops is provided equivalent. I want to see the bloody changes. Where is make static things? Fuse the entry, set default deops new are here. Okay, what is this code even doing? Desert ops of xVector 9. I mean that the APIs changed that much 30 plus years after Linux kernel creation is also crazy. That's desert deobs look up poisons ops. Switch procfs to alias ops. Displays alias ops. Okay, where is that here? Where is here? Let's review some change like this. So what I usually do like this already from February. Maybe it was previously broken already, and it only shows now because I enabled X attribute things. Here's dset deop, the entry operations. What do we do here? Dset deops, poison ops. So inode the entry, so it sounds like that here, huh? Displays alias ops. Inode, do we have an inode? Superblock the entry. Look up no prompt the entry. We don't have an inode there. deep alias. What is going on here? The inode, unlock the inode. Here's lookup private root. So maybe it is the inode for root. I hope. Famous last words. I hope. Famous last words of any kernel development. The inode. the entry. Rising root things. Maybe that works. I don't know. Let's hope for the best. At least it builds. Maybe it works. Undefined. Displays alias ops is undefined. Hello? Did they rename that too? Ah, wait, what displays? What, wait, what did the code do? If D really is positive D entry in it, or there's actually D inode D entry. That's probably better. But what is with this thing? D cache H struct D entry displays alias. Oops. I know the entry. What the entry does it return? Just the same the entry? Yeah, this is rather difficult code, and for our microkernel things, what was even the file name here now? Linux, of course. So, what was it? D-splice. The D-splice. This doesn't. Okay. Oh wait, not exported. Wired proc of SMS not exported. Oh shit. That's not helpful. That explains why. Wonderful. Can't use that simple trick because not exported. Deflex calculation out of. What does it do here? Deflex calculation. Deflex. Deops. Man, you can't make this shit up. New helper default deop. Instead of manually assigning deops, all entries converted. All entry file systems current fields itself as renamed, so any out of 3 ones. Maybe that is helpful. I only follow lovely Bash Bunny. I had someone trying to break into my workplace this morning. I had to wait. What? I had someone trying to break into my workplace? In which country are you? And had fuel shifting 2 times? I'm sorry to hear that. Which country are you? Just for our own understandings. Oregon, West Coast. Oh, holy shit. Man, then Berlin, Germany sounds totally safe. This is shit I've seen here, but that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Defuse D-entry as D-opt. Is that all this code wanted to do? So this previously had here all it wants to set this ops, doesn't it? This ops, sorry. Let's hope for the best. Not like someone, I mean, or I mean, obviously I'm not insane. I'm not running ReiserFS in production, but just being able to read my backups in case I pull out an old disk out of my archive box. So incompatible pointer things, struct D entry parameters, struct soup. Wait, what? Soup block? Seriously? I know D entry. Why is this? Wait, this is D entry, D entry. What did I do here? Set. What? Oh wait, this one struct super block. Ach, darn. What eBay notifications are even going on here? Yeah, is it not amazing this constantly changing kernel APIs? Oh, build is still building. Yeah. I'm really not impressed here by this stuff. Oh, this was the wrong one. Do I still have this? I absolutely hate this. For 25 years, since I came to Linux, I hated this constantly changing APIs. Like, this is so annoying. New primitives for setting. New parameter is dops. Set default dops. This replaces stores to d, but the compiler is renames the stores will quote as default. So sometimes sometimes they rename this intentionally just to break out of tree stuff. That is absolutely disgusting though. I mean, I understand they want to catch that and break that, but like making everyone's life even more miserable is somehow. What was this previously? Previously, this was this one here. Oh wait, this is even. I wanted this here. Make static. Oh wait, they didn't delete, they make it static? So it's still there? Convert the last user dlog pseudo. Any out of tree using should switch to dsplice alias ops. Or better yet, check whether tree needs to have dops vary among its d entries. Okay, so that is the right thing then. Is provided equivalent to combinations of dset dops and dsplice alias. Wonderful. Hope the future is now. Switch proc from to splice. Okay, is this helpful? Is this what we were looking at earlier? Ah, look at that. I know D entry, dset D entry. Splice alias, but we didn't have splice alias there, did we? Dsplice, this is not very helpful here. By the way, speaking of nature, this is so fucked up. I was watching here some American YouTuber who was climbing there's a desert, and I learned already a while ago that he passed away, this desert drifter. But I thought like only yesterday was one of the last videos posted. What's his name? Not desert driver drifter. How did this happen? It's autocorrect or what? And only some like yesterday or so learned he apparently. I assume like when I read that he passed away, I assumed he has fallen down his climbing stuff, but according to the video here, the wife says here, this was just posted yesterday, a good day ago, may he rest in peace. Like so much to, I thought like do what dangerous climbing is doing. I mostly watch this for interesting to what previous nations lived there and stuff, what artifacts he finds. But according to this video, he passed not away from his dangerous climbing, but when he drove home from his climbing and a drunk driver, how do you call the T-boned, like T-boned, or is it, or whatever, like, I hear it's even written here somewhere, behind by a drunk, was struck from behind by a, okay, so not T struck, so struck from, like, how fucked is that? Like, I mean, sure, driving car is dangerous and shit, but like I thought like he has fallen down by climbing, like due, like what a bad luck is it, like you survive your dangerous desert drifting climbing and just to be hit by a drunk driver, right? So much to going out as like that, dude, that is bad luck, you all. May rest in peace. Like what's yeah. Okay, that so totally sucks here. To be honest, I don't instantly see a equivalent thing here to what's that? How do we do here? How do we fix that? I mean, we could, for now, we could mark this X attribute broken. I never really used extended attributes on Riser. But this is basically the time-consuming shit here of did I commit this correct? Of ever-changing APIs. Yeah, maybe I just previously didn't build that. What should we do with this thing here now? The thing is that, because this is not default, so that's not the correct thing. Desplice alias ops. I know the entry. I mean, desplice alias. What precisely does? I mean, we could like maybe it compiles and ignore it for now. We need, what did it need? inode the entry. Was there not a the inode the entry? I have no idea if that is the right thing. But what I do know is that I find this API is way too, I mean, I understand that it's absolutely over optimization of over micro optimization. But this is way too finicky. And if at least it were not constantly moving, but somehow this is the worst thing for me, Linux kernel, like this ever moving API stuff is absolutely outrageous. I'm totally not a fan. Okay, that at least builds, whether it will work, probably not. Displays alias obs undefined. What? Why is... Got to be kidding me. Did it delete this also in the meantime? Porting. If you really need that, make use of displays alias ops. Dcache displays alias. Why is there no other user of that? Oh no, there are some. Wait, was that? Oh shit, was that? Don't tell me this was also. Is it not exported? Extern struct displays alias ops struct inode looks like displays alias ops doesn't have export symbol. Why the fuck not? Say export this one here. Oh man, how much failing shit can that be? Oh man, like every. It's ridiculous. I mean, whether that's the right thing or not. Can certainly export that to Postgres. Whether that is a correct API thing, nah. What even was? Exactly is the coding, is he making something so more efficient? I'm updating our kernel thing here. I selected this build. We only build a Linux. We code various things, and best you share, like, and subscribe. Also not, I mean, we're not only doing bug fixing, often we also implement. We also, as seen previously, if you're new to this stuff, you probably want to share, like, subscribe also on YouTube, where I have this viral video of writing a USB driver. The crazy thing is today, otherwise I write a whole driver in 3 hours. And Trilog, yeah, such. And that is how time-wasting stuff this ever-changing Linux kernel APIs are, that you spend that much time on this nonsense here. We still need to okay, let's make it easy for today. Did I save all the other things? And with easy, I mean just applying this on top. This was also intersil. Intersil I don't want to have in this file. Did I modify that already? I think I modified that. Later I can merge that if I'm too bored or whatnot. Yeah, this dcache is a hotfix there, like maybe differently, whatever. Wait, you brought a Mac once? What precisely do you mean? Do you not like buying Macs, or what's your? I have multiple Macs in my collection, so. But although this is Chris's quad Mac, my G5 looks identical, but you're welcome. So, did we apply the last shit here? No, maybe not. What was an enter Alvin? Did I? Maybe I committed this already. I probably committed it already. Okay, I'm not sure if I want to reboot the Qualcomm because if this is, or do I? Did I commit that already? I mean, okay, let's feel lucky. I mean, it's not a production system, so the problem is if anything with this stupid patches is wrong. Oh, wait, does it even what do we even boot here? I don't know what we boot. Okay, let's feel lucky. It will just, like, if this doesn't boot, it will be horrible to recover thanks to the nature of this cursed. But that's also like what I don't appreciate anymore. Like this, every hardware is so cursed. I mean, as if the hardware wouldn't be cursed enough, which cursed, I mean, like all the smartphones, all the custom silicon, like every SoC in the meantime, some custom shit. But all like similar to that. So basically this Qualcomm dev thing, basically such a cursed thing. The question is, I think I rebooted this update sometimes. The problem is if that update ain't compatible or broken shit, then we will not see a boot. And due to the nature of this cursed... Oh, we are logged in. I'll look at this. This is fucking thankfully. The question is, does the display shit work? But maybe it does. Defcon things, headphone jack things. I mean, maybe one day I should try if, like, I think the last time I tried this, it didn't even work. The audio, but the question, like, currently I don't have a display on there. The question is, but hey, I mean, the rest works. The question is, does DRI things? Okay, there's something there. Yeah, that is how much time it sometimes takes to do that. Let's performance test install for bin utils. Let's just for performance testing sake. Does this Qualcomm X1E Elite stuff still work then as configured and patched in T2? Yeah, that is one of the bigger update things I had to do, which is why I want to quickly we always do that. Oh, I need vitamins. Let's get our ginger juice thing here. Good. This we ideally would want to reboot that too. Because it's still building. It built surprisingly long. I took a ginger shot here. my discounter ginger curcuma citrus vitamin shock thing to stay healthy. It's built surprisingly freaking long. This is boosting. Is that? I mean, it's smart tablet performance kind of thing. Was it 1 minute or? Oh no, it should build in. Why does this build so freaking long? Hello? Are you okay? Ah, this has a bloody clock skew. This shit doesn't. Software in 2025. Not only does it have does this shit thing not have an RTC or what? I don't understand. This is so low quality engineering. I don't understand really. RTC? Are RTC things of... Oh, no, it has an R... okay, it has an RTC. Like, maybe previously it didn't work, this piece of shit, or what? Like, did this previously not work? This 2HCUTC. Maybe it's the first kernel where, like, is this a new driver and it previously wasn't there? Although I read there are also strange things going on with the hypervisor. I read somewhere, like 2025, your real-time clock with hypervisor things, right? I read somewhere that Windows does time differently, or like the hypervisor only stores some offset to the real, like there's... But... no, it has a time. Like maybe finally they fixed the driver and previously it wasn't there. Okay, let's reboot and see if we have if it finally keeps the time. Have you seen mailing list where Linus is complaining about RISC-V big endian? Yes, we discussed it already. I find it silly and stupid. Windows puts RTC, Linux puts UTC. You mean local time? I don't think. You wrote, yes, I totally know, but I read there were other shenanigans. That is a long known thing. That's not the issue. The issue is there is some. There might be, if I remember correctly, there might be some completely other incompatible nonsense going on. The PS3, okay, so no, the PS3 also does something strange. But there's a way to tell Windows to use UTC. That's not the issue here. Like, I remember some this Qualcomm specific hypervisor shenanigan nonsense things of whatever. So, okay, now it built that in. Okay, the time is still even performing better. Amazing. Let's reboot once more and see if it keeps the time, because it didn't have the time, and now I wonder why. Good. Then, anything else to do here of things? Apology things. Updates. Okay, I didn't push that. Maybe I wait to git push until tomorrow. Means this percentage thing here is not all the. I mean, or we push it and see if they surely will not blacklist us instantly, right? Wait, or I didn't post it? Did you donate something? I don't. Many things. Merci beaucoup in either case. Thank you. I think I remember the name from somewhere. Thank you for the donations. Thank you. What else do we have here? FOSDEM things. Call for stands. Tell 3 things. Deadline closes. Submit your application. Edit or view. I already have an account. No. What is that? CFP? What is that? FOSDEM things. One table with a set of chairs and a power socket. Okay, need to do. What else do we have here? Things open TT. Wait, you build on what? By the way, didn't even intend, but kernel words. Yeah, software dev was faster right before the bloat. Natural two things of kernel works well. Amazing. Okay, what more did I? Okay, web gaming. What's that? Oh yeah, yeah, I'd seen that. But patch needed to build it again. What did our reboot do? Wait, broken. Wait, did I? What did I do? Wait. Wait, what have I done? Whatever I did here. October. Now the date is correct, huh? Maybe the RTC didn't work. Maybe it's new that RTC finally works. Because I remember it didn't set the RTC previously. Steal the time from Apple again. But does it 2120 looks correct? Yes. I mean, it's a little bit crazy that setting it and rebooting the time is 1.4 seconds off. Like, you had one job. Maybe UTC is default already. Yeah, I mean, houses can be a second off from just that, but whatever. Fine, that is then I guess an improvement, and shit, still working. So, commit this to, maybe it worked, maybe it doesn't. I have the suspicion it might not be the most polished, but yeah, the more random things we rebase, the more we learn. Usually should commit this together, but this time it was a little bit more work. I guess, oops, maybe a reboot. Usually I do kexec, but let's do full reboot. Let's hope for the best. Oh, subscriptions, that is amazing. So many months, 6 months already. Thank you so much. Is there a difference? I mean, always implementation differences, right? It's just two entirely different implementations. So NTPD is the original ISC, I guess, reference implementation, and Cronny some new alternative, like newer alternative. I mostly did run, but NTPT, probably the code base is completely bloated, as far as I remember, like from 20 years ago, when Cronny was, as far as I remember, probably the newcomer. Probably, hypervisor P3 RT. Yeah, we also need to improve actually P3 RTC another day. At least on new slims, our Linux RTC doesn't work really with GameOS. So yeah, Cronny is newer and more lightweight. Wait, what? Was this not already? Seriously? Oops. Okay, whatever, I guess. Okay, we are running that on our server. I have two questions. Okay, actually the best thing would be to make ReiserFS, like maybe I shouldn't do that on my... One day we should have a unit test for like basic checking that, maybe even in general, for ReiserFS specifically, because we keep undeleting that, we should actually have a unit test that it doesn't instantly crash, hold, burn and catches fire. Okay, so maybe we should actually unit test all file systems that we ship to FS create, that FS create works and that mounting and copying some files work and stuff, and it doesn't. You never know. I mean, surely someone should test this, but as OS integrator, we should actually theoretically have our own, like also like for installer, that stuff works in installer and stuff, right? Not like we miss some libraries or whatever random things. We could, okay, we committed, okay, one thing would be to test native performance. Let's quickly see what the build time was previously here. Not really. I just find it silly that they deleted that, and I don't use it in production, but as I mentioned a couple of times, first of all, I find it unreasonable to delete it. Like, we have here higher standards in Linux Foundation. We have here Hexacode standard things, except like Hexacode perfectionist standards. It's more like if someone theoretically could have still that, but for me, it's mostly backup disks, right? Like, I have there a huge mountain of old hard drives, which probably half have ReiserFS, and I just want to be able to read this. And I thought, like, as long as it doesn't take that much time to rebase, like, let's keep it rebasing. 27 seconds, that is an okay build time. Let's quickly reboot. Is that my update? Oh, this should be the update soon. So yeah, testing that on my own server. Again, we usually wait for .1, right? It's not really, I expect .1 soon, and I wanted to use this best primetime Sunday night here for Twitch viewer engagements, because as you know, all developers love kernel development. That is why I thought I better do that now before we do this at a less than stellar primetime. And the viewer numbers and new followers show I was right. Yeah, releases all are there. Creator of Reiser was imprisoned because killing his wife. Yes, I remember that too. That is very unfortunate. That is of course disgusting, but doesn't mean we should delete that file system now. Just because, like, have you seen all the other, like, I heard even this YouTuber who had some controversy for MKHB or so for speeding on camera, like how dare he is speeding through residential streets. Think about the children. So yeah, where to stop, or like even by the way, just the other day I saw, I mean, all this canceling is also really silly. Just the other day I saw randomly, for no reason, this was proposed, and I mean, this is also how clickbait and how is it called? Yeah, clickbait works. I didn't even know, because I totally don't watch LTT. I saw one video of Gamers Nexus of shouting out there of maybe low quality journalistic reporting stuff of LTT or whatnot. I think there was something like 6 months or a year ago, whatever. Just I saw there's this LTT fired. I didn't like, because I don't watch this. I didn't see, yeah, this video 2 days ago. So somehow randomly scrolled by, although I don't watch any of those. 22 hours ago. Yeah, so some details which may or may not be true, but for me, the crazy, I never liked LTT that much because I always found it a little bit too much soap opera testing and dropping CPUs on the floor. So basically from that angle, I would somewhat agree with Gamers Nexus, probably one somewhat criticism of like not perfect benchmarking things, but like all this canceling. So according to this video there from, I think his name is Alex, right? It's like that significantly reduced viewership, which I mean in a way, I voted with my views, and I usually didn't watch LTT. I mean, I watched it sometimes a handful, but it mostly was too much low quality. But I don't need Gamers Nexus for that, right? Like for me, this was always every. I mean, yeah, I would summarize this as Windows DAO users like randomly YOLOing some shit. It's just orders of magnitudes below my knowledge level, right? Not to say, yeah, the thing is, I don't, like, if I watch YouTubers and some sailing or homesteading entertainment with my child or stuff, right? Like, the other content, I mean, the reality is also, like, we don't need to watch videos all day, although you need to share, like, subscribe, but, like, in a way, yeah, times have changed, like coming back to the state of society and humankind. It's like this stuff is always so slow. I think he throttles us now, right? Like, is this like, this is so fucking slow. I have the suspicion he throttles us now for like, how dare we use this API so much stuff. Somehow it is strange to watch a video of everything now, where previously you would have purchased a paperback magazine and flicked it through on the couch or stuff, or while you commute on the subway. I mean, I was reading, like when I was a trainee, technical drafting thing 20 years ago, like I was reading all this knowledge stuff from like the higher quality magazines and proper books on my commute in a bus and subway and stuff. Like these days that most people, like all the magazines are bankrupt because paper and the internet. I mean, yeah, you know, most things is just some video entertainment, like, just like ours, ironically, but like some of that is strange. I don't even know how we can fix that ever again, except when people. But my number one answer with everything is always education. Similar to people being crazy to each other and social media scrolling, it's like education. Like, and similar to here, I mean, it's crazy that there is a market for millions of people watching randomly YOLOed YouTube videos instead of reading. I mean, yeah, there are barely magazines anymore. Like, it's what the thing is. I mean, okay, the thing, the replacement for magazines would be the websites, but the crazy thing is the website's also not like I mean, sure, there is like this German, or I mean, sure, Arztech, comma stuff, right? I mean, the crazy thing is that even those, like the one super technical is CT still good. I didn't buy a paper magazine in 20 years. So I don't know the paper magazine, but like, I mean, even this, yeah, even years the quality and details decreased, right? Somehow. I don't know, somehow everything became dumbed down. Like the really sophisticated tests. I mean, the paper I don't buy, and the really sophisticated tests. I don't know, you all. Except, I mean, somehow the whole internet dumped down everything. That is somehow so strange. And I don't have a good solution except, I mean, sure. I mean, in a way, I produce higher quality content of like we do here, low level things. Next, we need to do language and microkernel. But I mean, even my own, like I even started my own Medium thing here, which I didn't even have time to really, I thought like one post a day. But the thing is, I didn't even post like for in what, 2 weeks? Which I mean, amazingly, we have here some followers, which is, it's already amazing. I probably should try to more regularly post here some things. We don't do here reviews, but mostly like no nonsense tech announcements. But the truth is also, I didn't really had too outstanding things to post there, to be honest. I mean, we could have done Linux kernel, but I don't really want to. I mean, maybe I should have done Linux kernel. Like with the latest Linux kernel, I was thinking actually, should I? But the problem is also, Linux kernel are so many small random things that it's hard to summarize. Even when I scroll high here, somehow everything is, I mean, sure, we are on a very, very high level of tech, although everything still sucks. And we are on such a high level of tech that just scrolling by here, I basically don't see not one breaking news. That is, the only other thing is I could have made a shout out of like macOS release, but I had a macOS UI thing there on my Medium. I mean, if we were fair, like if we were a professional news magazine thing, we should have done a macOS article, or macOS or all iOS. Yeah, it's crazy. There is mostly bullshit going on. That is like one breaking news a day is actually surprisingly difficult. If you don't want to post some random shit. Like, yes, I pressed enter wrong. It's crazy that Steve Jobs only became 56. Yeah, but that's also like but that's also, we should, like, especially me, I should spend more time with my child. But that's the thing, you have a company, you want to build a Linux distribution, open source stuff, and yeah, sacrifices need to be made, but we need to spend more nice time coming here full circle with our thoughts. We need to spend more quality time with friends and family, not social media bullshit, because all the money in the world, although Xi and Putin dream of billions for organ plantants, as recently with hot microphone, was there some news scandal, right, of what they talk of living 150 years or whatnot. But yeah, all the billions in the world, and we don't live yet forever. And yeah, go out, do nice things. Like, don't waste your time. Given I need to go home, read a bed story, don't waste your time. Don't become a cold potato. Don't only social media detox. Do nice things. Every day some mosh. Why do I say mosh? Posh. Every day, oh my posh ain't amazing. Let's quickly build that stuff. Yeah, comment below. How can we make everything better? I increasingly, what is the name for that? I increasingly mostly use tech words all day long. Man, I start to forget words here. This is very reason. That's the right word. I increasingly have I miss the right. There is a perfect English word which more patches for this stuff welcome. Going forward, of course, we will keep maintaining our Linux, our fancy little, the best and most restoring ReiserFS, maybe somewhat working. We should actually test it. Otherwise, Airport I had tested, that was working. And of course, P3 and stuff. And next, language and microkernel side, I should further get into making, because the state of IT and software also depresses me much. Maybe going forward with our language and microkernel is rewriting everything in minimal and like minimally less sucking. Because this, I mean, sure, I need to, oh shit, I forgot untested, but YOLO. That is somehow, this previously was not there. Did I bit? Wait, I didn't commit weapon. What did I even do here? Not sure what I did there. Wait, that's this build, right? Like so many changes. What's even going on here? Everything's going on here with these changes. Yeah, leave a comment below. Like, how can we fix here all the world and stuff? I'm increasing out of ideas. I really don't like this daily or my push updates. I mean, in a way, it is there. It doesn't matter, right? Like, it's there, we can commit it, but like somehow, if like imagine if every package would update daily. I mean, Vim already often skip because I really don't want this small stuff updating in daily stuff. Like, what are people even freaking thinking? I don't know. Says Rockham, I don't. It probably totally depends on the precise software and the precise hardware. I also don't have NVIDIA, so I basically have sample size 0 because I only have AMD. For decades I would with my money. I've only, except my brother's Reaver TNT and my recently auctioned NV01 and the donated 10-year-old cards and the P3, I basically don't even have modern NVIDIA here. So much I would miss my wallet. The one thing wasn't tested, right? Let's fix this log. Which one was it? That was tested, that was tested. That one wasn't tested, I think this was. Pro tip, don't change directories so much, just use relative passes. Just marks as untested. Amazing, we did things. Let's wake. Let's wake up my other system. Yeah, that's not super extremely ideal, but we can like we push this RC1 thing there to get where apology sees it, but wants to pay you. It sounds like a business plan. Wants you to pay. You to pay. I was I read this as they want to pay. I can let machines for. I don't have time. Also, like I don't like. Can you not test like the I have a negative. Like I obviously do way too much. Did we not just say I should touch some grass and get some out off grid cabin and enjoy life with my son and stuff? I can really not test. Like I work 80 hours a week. I'm not even kidding. As you see on a Sunday, like I even spend significant portion of the weekend in the office reverse engineering more Fortune 500 stupid Windows driver shit. I mostly like what I need is I need community to test and send patches. I can really not work more. And when I work more, I don't want like I'm an engineer like Linus Torvalds, right? Or a manager like Steve Jobs. I cannot test more NVIDIA things. It's already too much. If it were not for you subscriptions here on Twitch and YouTube, I cannot even I couldn't even test as much as I do. Like it's already too much waste of my time to get an Itanium out and a PowerPC out. The one thing you can really help is test, report, and send patches, because like you want to see me write a microkernel in the language and non-sucking software, and you don't want to see me test NVIDIA cards, unless yeah, we need to hire interns to test NVIDIA cards. So basically, don't delay, try it home, and could test but can't fix it. You need to learn to fix it. If you need some time, just ping me. Plenty of NVIDIA stuff here. Like then start using. All you guys need to learn to fix some like the small things. Like basically, Chris, the small steps each day, some small step, and at the end of the year you can walk or swim or ride the Linux horse. Just follow the NVIDIA setup guide thing step by step and get it to work on T2, and then report the steps and then script the steps and stuff, right? It's one small step a day, and at the end of the year you are a better developer. That's it for today. I need to run. Amazing that so many people tuned in. I hope you enjoyed to learn something. Don't forget to subscribe, test, best Patreon, PayPal, donate, Twitch, YouTube, all the other good things. Go subscribe to YouTube too, because we have amazing videos, and now that T2 is amazing, we hopefully can do even more videos like microkernels and language and things, and graphic subsystems for all the other good things here. Also, I posted this earlier, but we have 2, right? We need more subscribers, followers, members, and all the other good stuff, more views, to have more funding to do more things. I hope you enjoy the kernel. RC1, yeah, we should wait for 4.1, but I'm a little bit impatient, and this was a good, as the view numbers showed, was a good thing to do today. You know where to find us, and let's see who's online to rate you to. And oh, by the way, we also have music, right? If you want to listen to the theme music that sometimes plays or not, let's, what do we here?